What does
Hey!
it do?
And we are live.
Everybody.
What's going on, party people? It's been a while. It's been like 2.5 months, Tone.
Oh my goodness, man. 60 days and counting.
Yeah.
And since we've been live, I know that the people out there have been starving, have been hungry,
Dying.
have been absolutely dying for more from
all the viewers.
Yes. Everybody that's net more than zero, whatever that is, it could be fractional, but we're still up there. If you divide all of our viewers that we've ever had on any episode that's ever been made and do it by anything north of zero.
It's all good. We're just getting started.
We're
Hey,
the grand, yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Please, guys, if you've seen any of our previous episodes, if you like what we're doing, we'll obviously remind maybe later on in the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe. We really want more engagement on the show. And if there's any topics that you would love or like us to cover, please comment down below. Thank you.
Dude, that's wonderful, Alex. Thank you. Thank you, Flex, for dropping that reminder to the people. And I will add this. I will follow up closely with this. I will sweep behind very nearly with this, that this is number 10.
Episode 10.
This is episode 10. We are now double-digit episode podcast creators. 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0.
It feels good. It feels good. I mean,
it's
for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, thank you. And Tone and I have been, talking about doing a podcast for years.
Yeah.
We got it going during the pandemic. It took me like 3 months just to get a microphone. It took Tone some time to get set up. It took all of us, months to get set up. We finally got it started, and it's been few and far between, but still it's episode 10, and this is like a big milestone for us. So super stoked, super excited about it, man.
Yeah, this is great. Whatever we get into tonight is going to be fantastic. Exactly. You just framed it perfectly. This is episode 10. Doing 10 of anything is amazing.
10 of anything.
You get to 10 of anything, like you've done at least, 10 things.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, so if you want to get good at anything, like I think Bruce Lee said it best, you have to do it 10,000 times, right? And a lot of like musicians, I've heard this from like famous, not necessarily producers, but musicians, you have to play it 10,000 times. Like do it 10,000 punches, do 10,000 kicks, do 10,000 sit-ups, do 10,000. That's how you become
10,000
expert.
10,000 hours.
Or 10,000 hours. Yeah. That's how you become an expert at something. But yeah. Episode 10. Yeah, we've done it 10 times, man.
Hey, that's 10,000 somethings. I don't know what it is. It's not 10,000 episodes, but it is 10, which is 10,000 somethings. I know we've had moments throughout our 10 episodes. For anybody that's new, we try and cover current events, past events, future events, all events, no events. We sometimes go deep, and we will have little moments, eureka moments. We're literally mining awareness, and we are mining in just growth for the brain from nothing, from the ether that surrounds our brains. And then there are other moments where we ramble like I am right now, and no one knows what's happening. And it feels very emotional, and everyone's kind of like looking around. This is intense, but I'm not sure what's being said. And that's what I'm doing right now. And we do that as well.
Let me create the baseline. So tonight, our goal is to cover a little bit of the crypto markets, the equity markets.
Yes.
We might talk about Tesla. We will definitely get into George Floyd if Tony wants to lead that.
I will.
I'm happy to discuss that as well.
Yep.
Biden cap gains tax and much more. So please stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have a touch on vaccines.
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah. I listened to a whole bunch of
Listen.
NPR today as well, because I drove to a new place that I'm going to be moving to and back, and it's pretty far away. And I got to listen to a lot of NPR this morning. So it was great. So definitely know a lot about vaccine hesitancy, as they now call it.
Yeah. And
So,
yes, actually, that's fantastic. The vaccine hesitancy. And another element that you touched on that is people moving around to places they didn't think they may have moved around to.
The mass
Had the
migration.
world remained the way it was, but it's not the way it was. It's a different world. And people are massively migrating in all different directions. So that's another topic I think we should touch on.
That's
honestly,
huge.
Because
I love that. I love that.
It's a reality that we're all dealing with, and we're all seeing, like friends, family, just the world, just like, whoa, realize that it doesn't really matter where you are for certain levels of I'll just speak specifically to occupation, employment.
Yep.
If you have a certain type of job, dude, like there's a revolution happening right now. And
not every job. I mean, we have to be open, obviously, or acknowledging all job types. But yeah, I think half of the people in this world can work not necessarily anywhere they want, but they have more flexibility. And then there's the other half that need to physically be present, where they work, right? Like whether you're in hospitality or like, what do you call it? Delivery services, warehouse, all the above.
Well, and that's exactly it. And I hate to break it down into these very simplistic terms.
Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah.
No. Not you, me, because what I'm about to say. I have nothing about what you said. It was magnificent. It was very articulate and very eloquent. What I'm about to say, I think, is a little bit more just blunt. Is that there's essentially employment globally has broken down into two categories. There is what's quote unquote knowledge workers, people that can work remote and do things digitally. And then there are laborers, people that have to show up physically
it's always been like that, but yeah.
But
now we're in a situation where sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just said my piece. That's it. There's knowledge workers, and then there's laborers, and that's like what the world has been split in two overnight, and we're seeing all the different little manifestations of that.
I don't think the world's been split in two in your definition, or in the sense of like those different types of job occupations, right? We always have had laborers. We always have had non-laborers, right? Engineers, corporate jobs or whatever. But like the difference now is because we're in the midst of a pandemic. And because there are lockdowns and because we have, specific restrictions, the non-laborers have the flexibility and the privilege to work wherever they want, at least maybe not for the most part, but like for, I would say a majority. And then the laborers are like, well, crap, like, what do we do? I need to physically be on site to do my job, to make my money, to pay my bills, to feed my family, right? And if I cannot physically go to work because there's a pandemic, that's created like, the biggest
economic hardship
like we've seen in the last century. So it's been incredible to see how the struggle, how people have been creative with trying to get around that, or just not been able to resolve, or not necessarily resolve. Like, I'm not trying to be insensitive to the situation at all. Like, it's there are so many people that have just not been able to cope with this, right? Because they physically or they just don't have any other option.
Well,
right?
So and sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You're spot on. It's impossible to have been able to prepare for something like this. It doesn't matter where you came from, what country you're in, whatever category of anything, like intellect, education, demographic, it doesn't matter. Like, all of this past year and everything that has to do with this COVID-19 pandemic is unbelievably fucking insane. It's insane. And anybody that's been able to even scrap together the fucking wherewithal to manage to fucking like crawl through this and manage to like still be any level of functional, I give respect to. I honestly do. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how I'm doing it. I know my hair's tucked behind this headphones that I'm wearing right now. I don't look real. I mean, I don't look right. I look real. I'm obviously me, but I don't look right. This shit. I mean, look at this. We have everybody has problems. I have problems. This is just the immediate problem that I have. Sorry that I'm seeing, but like we all have real shit that has happened to us.
I don't understand how the single moms have been doing it at all. Like you're a single, like I'm not trying to single you out. Like,
no,
but I'm trying to give credit. Like if you're a single mom or single dad, if you're a single parent, if you're a single unit and you've had a job that required you to, like, let's say you're an Amazon warehouse worker or you're an Uber driver or whatever, right? You're used to dropping off the kids at the school and you go to work and you work your butt off to pay the bills. And now all of a sudden you don't have a job. Like, how are these people even getting by?
How are you doing it? How are you doing any of that?
I not respect. Like, I can't even come up with a word for how I feel about the stimulus. Like, I am happy that we've had some stimulus, but the point I'm trying to get to is with the minimal amount of stimulus that's been put through, how are people even getting by? And maybe that's going to tie into like a cryptocurrency equity market conversation that we're going to have later. But, you know, we can only print so much. We can only do so much until it hurts everyone. And then, you know, we're creating more debt to our, you know, the next generation. We're creating more inflation. But the bottom line is we got to take care of our people, right?
Well, exactly. And we have to start at where we're at. We have to start where we're at. Yep. What is going on, right? We have to take a look at like, what's the economic situation for every individual? Where are we at right now? And why are we there? Right? That's how you engineer a solution to move forward. You take a look at what has happened in the ecosystem. What are the ramifications of that? What are the fucking blockers? What are the problems? And then you build backwards from that. You say, okay, here's how we go back and we fix these things. There are so many intertwining, fucked up, generational, multi-generational, insidious problems within the systems that anybody faces for the most part.
Yeah.
That it's a very challenging reality to have to face, to be like, look, all of these things around you that you literally had nothing to do with building that impose on you the maze through which you need to navigate to succeed and take care of your family and yourself and your future and everything around you. All of these things that you had nothing to do with building, it's incumbent upon you to like figure this shit the fuck out on your own. We're all held to that account as individuals. You know, that's the beauty, like the consciousness through which I'm able to speak this, from wherever this is coming from. I don't even know where I am. I'm kind of not even really here. I'm a little, you know, feeling good. You know, I'm a little warm and fuzzy from alcohol and just Friday night being, you know, wonderful. This is a wonderful summer night, spring night in San Diego. But at the same time, I'm connected in with everything, all things. And I'm speaking to those things. And I'm trying to evoke from anybody that will listen this need for us to understand the connection between everything. You know, as humans, it's important that we are connected, but beyond that, as everything on earth that exists as a living organism and cooks in the furnace of the sun on a day-to-day basis and the moon on a night-to-night basis. Like, we all have to get together and figure this shit the fuck out.
We do.
We have to. We have to.
And it's challenging when you're dealing with politicians and different interests, and when you see the majority of stimulus being funneled into big corporations, right? Like, I forget, like, please don't quote me on this, please don't burn me in the comments on this, but I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, when we had the first stimulus, like, it was Chick-fil-A or whatever it was, like the big companies that got bailed out first, vast majority of the money. And like, I get it, like, you got to save the big companies that have a lot of employment so you can keep people employed, or you can keep people on payroll. Like, that's also good. Like, you are making sure that people are getting paychecks, so that's a different way of funneling the stimulus money. But like, when we see zombie companies, and this term has come up over and over and over again, for those of you that have followed, the economy and different conversations around the economy, like, there's a ton of zombie companies that literally laid off all of their employees, or put them on, what do you call it? I forget the term, but
I know what you're talking about. Furlough.
Thank you. They no longer have health care, but they're still getting, like, they got some minimum payments, and then they have to go on unemployment. They got no health care. Like, how are these people even anyway? I agree with everything you're saying. I feel that if there is going to be a redistribution of money, funds, or stimulus, it should be to the ones that need it the most, right?
Yeah.
And this is capitalism. And for those of you that are more conservative viewers, if you believe in conservatism, which I do to some part, not the previous administration's version of it, but the original definition of conservatism and capitalism is, if a company was not well off enough to survive an event like this, it should fail. It should dissolve. It should go away.
Yeah.
And
true capitalism.
And we should build a new company, corporation version of that ensures that its people are taken care of, right?
Yeah.
So call me a socialist, whatever. Whatever you want to call me, but like, I believe that falls in the definition of capitalism.
Anyway. But it's weird because I this is something that it's funny. I've been having this tendency lately to convert everything in my mind from whatever it is in reality to some metaphor for technology. Like, awesome. It's just like, it's being an engineer in Silicon Valley, or based out of Silicon Valley for now almost a decade, and just thinking everything in terms of like how it connects through fucking Santa Clara, South Bay, North Carolina. Sorry, I don't mean to be swearing. I'm going to reverse this. So North Bay, California, up near San Francisco. But honestly, thinking of everything through these metaphors of technology, it helps me to just frame things in almost like these fantastical ways that they should be framed. Like, so like what you're mentioning is essentially like failed software upgrades, it's like trying to adjust. Yeah. Trying to adjust. But the upgrades are just failing.
And it's going nowhere, and the company should just pivot, right? Or do something completely different, but they refuse to, because they're used to just getting the money that they've been getting off these failed products. And
Exactly. And they just keep pushing. They just keep trying to, like rearrange the same old code and refuse to accept any type of differentiating technology.
That's why so many people love Coca-Cola. And I'm like, yeah, Coca-Cola is cool, but it gives people diabetes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to invest in a company that's like a value company, right? And it's like, okay, there are a ton of options out there, but so many people keep talking about Coca-Cola, like, oh yeah, it's like stable. It's like gold. It just keeps going up and blah blah blah. And they're reaching new markets. And I'm like, yeah, they're reaching new markets. Like that's not what I want.
Yeah.
Like I do
Yeah.
not. I personally do not invest in oil companies. I personally do not invest in like, fracking, in anything that destroys the earth, the
Yeah.
environment, and
Yeah.
the human race.
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
double check all my stocks, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I mean, okay, like I do have some stocks in some tech companies, so like we can argue all day as to like what they are all involved in, and what branches of products they sell, and to what different organizations they work with and things like that. But generally speaking, I do not support anything that like harms the environment or harms the human race. So
100.
but there's also a flip side of that coin, right? Like how many people do Coca-Cola actually employ? So if you got rid of, like, let's say the world, or in America, everyone's like, screw Coca-Cola because they're just killing the world, right? Sugar is the most harmful, poisonous substance known to man, right? And I kind of believe that, but
let me just
go ahead.
Interject real quickly, if I may. Hold on, I'm gonna take a little sip. This is
Cheers.
I have a little very nice whiskey here. This is a very fine single malt.
I have a very fine beer, but I probably can't.
Fine single malt. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
I think it's time to move on to crypto, but okay. I want you to make your point. I wanted you to make your point first.
My point real quick is this. My father was a child laborer for Coca-Cola.
Really?
In the 50s.
No way.
So as a 10, 11-year-old child in Puerto Rico, my father harvested sugar
cane
from the field for Coca-Cola.
No way.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico. Yeah. My father, my biological father, who I can't not wait to get my second shot. I'm not going to skip levels here or skip subjects, but I can't wait to get my second fucking Moderna shot and have it, my freaking second Moderna shot and have it.
Are you flipping my flapjacks, Tone?
I'm not trying to flip no flapjacks, but I want my second shot so I can get vaccinated and go back home to the East Coast to visit my pops. But yeah, he was a Puerto Rican child laborer for the Coca-Cola company in the 50s. He was born in 45.
How old was he when he was a child laborer for Coca-Cola?
He was between the ages of 10 and 13.
Really? And was he like forced into labor, or did his did your grandfather?
So that part's a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
That part's a little fuzzy because my pops is now, so he was born in 45. He's now 75.
Yeah.
He's got
76. My dad's 44, so he's 76, about to be 77.
Yeah, my pops is in his 70s, and he's got some some what we call insidious mental issues going on with dementia.
We should do a podcast on our fathers, dedication to our fathers. One for you, and then, or at the same time for me too, because my dad's from France, World War II when he was born. I think we can conjure some great stories.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. That sounds magnificent. Sounds magnificent. Yeah, because my dad is like this just absolute brilliant light of uplifting island, like jovial.
Everything I've heard from you about your dad has been amazing. He's an amazing cook. He can cook the best.
Oh my goodness,
Puerto Rican food, and
it's just a brilliant chef, a brilliant humorist, like a brilliant singer. He can sing. Dude, it's just wild. He's very multi-talented. And it's like something I could just only dream to aspire to. And I think that it just speaks back to like what we were talking about, like this, varying softwares across all of us. We all have different softwares, but like at the end of the day, we're all the same. And we all come from the same energy source, I believe. That's my personal belief. Everything, not just humans, but like everything comes from the same energy source. And we have to remember that connection. The energy that we have between our pets and our family and our friends and all of the other natural elements around us.
To me, it only makes sense, man. Like you can look at it at a macro level, i.e. the universe.
Yeah.
Like we're all part of the same universe.
Yes.
So we're all part of the same energy.
I mean,
but
yes.
You can also look at it as a, more micro sense where we're all on Earth. So if we all have the same energy, like we all got our energy from Earth. So, I mean, for me, that's a logical and scientific, plausible.
Reality. Yeah. It's an absolute, just very specifically descriptive version of the reality that we exist in.
Yeah.
That is what happened. And that is where we are. We're all of the same energy, man. And I hate the hierarchy that's put on us as humans is like, we figured it out. We're this highest level of existence that's possible.
Close, man.
I don't know. I mean, we are talking to each other over a little box through internet connections in a little web browser, IP to IP, digital to video, packets and pixels.
Dude,
just speeding through space-time.
Are you flipping my flipping flapjacks right now, dude? We don't even know how to build the pyramids.
I know.
Like, come on. We are not. My opinion, I don't have anything to substantiate it with. We are not the highest level of intelligence as a human race today than we were 15, 20,000 years ago. I believe.
Now, listen.
Not
until recently, I would have agreed with you 1,000,000%.
You have some new knowledge.
It's something that's come to me recently, and it's very in front of us. It's very much in front of us. It's right in front of our noses.
Okay.
We are literally bending space-time to project digital live imagery of our existing realities to one another over a electrical circuit that connects to a distribution network that we have no visibility to. It's
okay. The internet is some next level stuff, but
look, I'm looking at you and your world, and you're looking at me and my world, and we're collaborating in real time.
But you cannot tell me how to laser cut to a razor's edge precision 50 to 80 ton stones and stack tens of thousands of them to create the most precise pyramid structure multiple times across continents simultaneously within the same era that aligns with the constellations to less than 0.03 degrees. We can't do that today, right? So yeah, maybe they didn't have the internet. Who's to say they didn't have the internet? Like, it was maybe 15, 20,000 years ago. All that stuff's buried in the ground.
But listen,
all those microprocessors.
They did not have Think Vision monitors.
No, they had better shit. They had better stuff. You made me cuss. For the first time.
I'm sorry.
You made me cuss for the first time.
No, I love it. Listen. This is the best conversation I've ever had in my whole life. Listen,
it is.
Like,
really? That's why we do this, man. Listen. All right, listen.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a 30-second break.
Okay.
It's that time for me, and I'm just gonna
Could you put on a beat? Could you put on a beat?
That's
Can
what
we
I've been
put on
trying
a
to
beat?
do.
I was gonna freestyle. I'll freestyle for the people while you're gone, man.
Okay,
You know what I'm
I tried to
saying?
load Spotify, but it's not working for me. So let me open the app and see if I
Hold
can
on.
share the app. Hold on.
I got music here. I got
Hold on. Let me load the app. Share. Window. There we go. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Let's do some chill hop.
Okay.
Okay. You know what?
It's
I bet
wonderful.
I didn't do it again. I bet I
It's
didn't do it
wonderful.
again.
Oh, I heard.
No, I don't think I shared audio.
I had heard. Oh, okay. Yeah. It did
Oh,
like it was
I don't
coming.
have the option to share audio. So hopefully you hear this.
It did sound. Yep. Hey.
But you don't see it. So that's the
No.
problem.
Hey.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. 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 1 2 1 2. Check it out. What you gonna do? What? Hey. Yeah. What? Sit back on the track. Oh yeah, it's a Mac. Tony D with the pack. Gonna hit you with the pack. Sit back, listen to the track, and I'ma mess with it. One, yeah. And it's kind of spitting back at me, but I don't give. It's clear that I would like to say some explicits, but I'm gonna hit you with them extracurriculars. Them visits is so sick with this.
All right. Let me.
Hey, I can't whenever I say anything, it cuts out the audio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's weird.
Well, that's why I was trying to load Spotify on the Chrome tab, but for some reason I can't. Like I'm logged in, but I can't access the music. Like what's up with that?
What?
Like Spotify on Chrome.
I will be right back because now I need to go to the bathroom, my friend.
All right, no worries. I'll take care of the crypto market.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, they don't want you to. Okay. All right. So Bitcoin, son. Let me load this up. Share screen. Chrome tab. Crypto watch. So last time we filmed was about February 5th, and Bitcoin was at like 30,000. Ethereum was at like 1,600. Dogecoin wasn't even on the mark. A lot of things have changed. For those of you that may not been following, Bitcoin hit 62,000, 63,000. It stabilized around that price, like 58, 59,000, 60,000, and then it just crashed in the last 24 hours down to 46,000. Let me actually double check on that exact price. But essentially, yeah, 47,500. So it's come back up. This is the 12-hour. I don't know why it's on the 12-hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. We're back up to 50,382. And there's a lot of FUD, right? So what's FUD? FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And essentially, there's been a lot of information coming out. Biden's new capital gains plan has been a big factor, where he's planning to take the capital gains tax from 20% all the way up to 38 or 39%. And if you're in some brackets, like all the way up to 43%. So a lot of people sold off because of that. And then there's some stupid rumor going around on Twitter that Janet Yellen said that she's going to tax cryptocurrency capital gains up to like 90 something percent. I don't think that's true at all. I think that's just a huge rumor. But for those of you that may not understand what capital gains are, essentially when you buy a stock or an asset and you hold on to it, and then you decide to sell it, the profit that you've made from that that equity is taxed. So let's say I bought something for $100, right? And let's say that thing went up to $200, and I decide to sell it. So the difference, I put in 100, right? But it went up to 200. So the difference between the 100 and 200 is 100. And currently today, the capital gains tax on that is 20%. So I would pay $20, right? So if it goes from 20 to 40% or whatever, then I would pay $40 as opposed to. I'm not even getting into the Binance stuff. I'm just talking about capital gains tax in general. Just giving people an overview of what capital gains tax are if they may not know. But did cover Bitcoin price, did cover Ethereum, Dogecoin. I'm not even gonna talk about Dogecoin.
Nope.
XRP. Yeah, it's been rocketing. Last time we talked, it was in like the 40s, 45 cents. Now it's $1.38. It went all the way up to like near $2. There's a lawsuit currently on XRP with the SEC. It appears that the lawsuit may just fizzle out. It appears that XRP may win or nothing negative will happen. So the price has been going up. Binance is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Currently, it's difficult to get access as an American to the Binance exchange, but it does have the most amount of users. In America, it's Coinbase, but outside of America, everywhere else in the world, Binance Coin is the number one. Litecoin, it's a fork. If you want to learn more about forks, we can talk about it in the next podcast, or we can talk about it later, but I'm not going to get into it. Cardano is an Ethereum competitor. VeChain, VeChain. Do I love VeChain? Am I going to talk about VeChain right now? No, but what I can do is just name off some companies that are actually involved in VeChain. It is a blockchain that is used for actual things, specifically asset management. And I'll just list off a couple different things. It's a Chinese blockchain, but essentially PricewaterhouseCoopers, National Research Consulting Center, a bunch of Indian and Chinese companies, LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, kind of a big deal. BMW, you may or may not have heard of them. Let's see, what are some other recognizable names? Walmart China, Shanghai Gas. There's literally like 200 companies that are working with VeChain right now. So LVH, BMW, they sold me. I bought VeChain when it was 30 35 cents or whatever. So it's holding strong at 19 cents right now. Tron's another interesting one. Kinda. Polkadot's another huge one. Yeah, everything's kind of up right now. Not at all-time highs, but we've kind of rebounded for the day. So that I think is it, man. And I just got to figure out how to get Spotify to work, man. Like that's what my mission is right now. Like, how do I get music injected into this?
Oh, thank you for that overview, my friend. That was it was way more than an overview. That was a underview, a through view, a everything view.
Oh, I got it. Now it works.
Nice.
All right, you ready to freestyle? You ready to freestyle?
Okay.
You want to go?
Hold on. Give me that.
I got one beat for you. I don't know if you're gonna like it, but like we'll see.
Sorry, I'll cook with whatever I got. Here we go. Here.
Actually, it's not even this. It is.
Everybody, I'm sorry for profanities. I try not to freestyle with profanities, but it's very difficult. Here we go.
Okay, it did it again. Okay, hold on. We gotta get this right. I gotta get this right. You gotta get this right. All right. Boom.
Trying to
Boom.
do no.
Boom. All right. Let's go.
Let me
You ready?
go. Mm-hmm. Hey, 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 hey. Hit you with that 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm the motherfucker that be coming through the door. Oh, I already swole, but that's okay with me, yo, because I'm hitting you with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, all the music drops out when I spit it, but that's all right with me because I already did it. I'm the Tony D, that kid it. This mother, yep, he's the pilot that spit it. He's the original kid it. He's the spit it that writ it. Hold up, I'm ridiculous. It's not this kid. It's not St. Nicholas. It's not Christmas and presents. It's Tony D with hitting you with this ill. Everything, all the audio's gone.
All right.
There it is. Okay, I came back. Oh, it was like this long drop drip. It's Tony D with you hit you with the tip top spit. It's this original shit that I could kick you with. But guess what? I got these kicks that I got these ill white spit. Yeah, I got these shoelaces I ain't trying to fuck with. I got the dirt on my fingernails. But guess what? That's just the remnants of Tony D hitting you with this revenants, this original spitting you with the revenants. It's this top tip. It's this ridiculous. It's this. Oh, yep. Oh, I'm a little bit just too slow, but that's okay, yo, because I ain't dipping it back into the snow. I got that 25 plus Fahrenheit, yo, and I got that minus 23 Celsius. Oh no, it's too cold for y'all to go and sit your tent on top, but it's all right with me because I hit you with that brain drop. It's like that tip top. Too smooth. Oh yeah. Freestyling.
All right. You know what I just realized? We 42 minutes into this, and we haven't even started. I mean, we started, but like we haven't touched on the topics that we had planned to touch on.
We haven't, so we need to go through these things, man. You're right. You're 100% right. I don't know how we derailed so deeply, but this is very fun.
We need to do this more often, I think.
We do. I think that's what it is. I think that's where we're at right now. It's just this like a.
We should just do this more often.
Proof positive that we do not do this frequently enough. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna just cover pandemic latest. I know it's boring. I know nobody wants to hear about it. No, it's kind of been a tradition on the show because we started the show during the pandemic, so I figured we'd talk about it. Where are we at? I don't want to start with India yet, but I'll start with the U.S. So the U.S., as everyone probably has, fatiguedly known, because that's a word, we had a big spike during Christmas, New Year's, and then we've come down. Currently, at least in my area, there's been a total of 118,000 cases. Total in California, where Tone and I are from. There's been a total of 3.73 million cases in California and 61,000 deaths. That's crazy. I haven't actually looked at that in quite some time. US alone, we are looking at a total of 32 million cases and 570,000 deaths. We're still about 1,000 deaths a day, 911 today. Worldwide, 145 million cases, 145 million cases, 83 million recovered, and we hit the 3 million death mark, I think today or yesterday, 3.08 million deaths. As many of you may be aware, South America, specifically Brazil, and India have the highest amount of cases and deaths currently. India is actually in a very difficult situation. They're running out of.
Go ahead. Is it okay? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
don't mean to cut you off, but I just
No,
wanted
go
to
ahead.
chime in real quick because you're just nailing everything right out of the park. But I just wanted to chime in here. It's like so people don't lose sight of the fact that like this is not comparable to anything. You can't just say, "Oh, but the flu kills this many people," or the goddamn 1918 Spanish flu killed this many people, or this thing killed that many people, or rickets killed that many people, or fucking this polio killed that many people. You have to consider the fact that this is brand new. This isn't anything else. This is something new. So the fact that it's killing anybody net above zero is the baseline. Anything net north of zero is fucked up, and it's killing a ton more people net north of zero. It's hundreds of fucking thousands of people, millions of people are dying, and it's something brand new.
3 million people have died. Yeah, yeah. So the argument, like, oh, it's just the flu. It's just like a mild flu,
dude.
So in America, like some of the worst years of flu deaths is like 60,000 a year. And like that was unheard of before the pandemic. Like no one even knew about those statistics. No one even cared about those statistics. Oh yeah, 50,000, 40,000, 60,000 people die every year of the flu. Okay. 560,000. Add 500,000 to that 60. 560,000 people have now died of coronavirus in the US. It's not the flu. It's not the flu. I don't know how we can articulate this better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not we,
Yeah.
but like the scientific community, like
because it's something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because it's something completely different. You're right. It's not the flu. This is something else. That's why it's a problem. It's net new. It's net new. It's not the flu. The flu we've had for whatever, however long.
That's a t-shirt right there, bro.
It's not the flu.
It's not the flu. It's net new.
Net new.
Bitches.
Straight up.
Like whatever it takes to get people on board,
dude.
Do we? We don't have to take it here, but do we want to talk about like freedom and masks real quick?
Ooh,
do we want to have a mask and freedom rant right now?
We can talk about that. I'm down with that.
We don't have to do that, but
I'm down because I'm
I'll give my 2 cents. Like, okay, so everybody in the comments can just call me frog, freedom, like what do you call French people? What's a derogatory? I forget. It's been a while.
I think it's frog.
Surrender monkey,
Jeez.
frog. Yeah,
it's so harsh.
No, but it is what it is, right? That's American talk, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'm an American, so and I love.
But there is a lot of like
yeah. So as a non-born, American, but been here since I was 6 years old, I'm an American citizen. There's nothing more than I love about American democracy, freedom, like the Constitution. Like I can go on and on about how much more I love America than pretty much anywhere else in the world. And I think that we have privileges and freedoms that literally nowhere else in the world has.
Oh, you can be a pretty wealthy frog here.
I am a pretty well. Yeah. Thank you. When we start talking about freedom during a pandemic, I guess this is the French coming out of me. Like there is a pandemic, right? So we're trying to protect each other, Americans, each other, protect our family, protect our neighbors, protect our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our brothers and sisters. Wearing a mask does help. It's not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's perfect, but it scientifically does help. When you start to tell me that I'm infringing on your freedoms because you're not wearing a mask, I have a real problem with that. Because I'm not wearing a mask for me. No one is wearing a mask for themselves. We are all wearing masks for each other. That's it. That's all it is. So I don't
Perfectly said.
understand why it's so difficult
Yeah.
for us to just accept that. I'm not
No.
taking away your freedom of speech. You're not being muzzled. You're just
No,
wearing a
I
mask.
honestly think it's.
I'm not taking away your guns.
I honestly think it's broke
I'm not.
motherfuckers. It's broke motherfuckers who refuse to feel guilty about not being able to afford a fresh mask.
No, it's selfishness. It's just selfishness. It's just an excuse. Like, I don't want to wear a mask because it's uncomfortable. And so
It's just
like that. That's
stupid.
how I hear it. Every time somebody says I'm not wearing a mask, like I literally, and okay, I guess I'm being.
No, I mean
That's literally how I hear it in my head.
try. You
I
gotta
don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah, you got to try and
I
see.
just-
I try and. That's what I'm saying. I constantly try and see it from their side, from other.
I do.
people's
I do
side.
too. I do too.
And I was like,
And
I
it doesn't
honestly
work.
don't-
It doesn't work.
I can't think of a reason why I would get so upset about putting a mask on. I keep one on my fucking, on my freaking cell phone charger or holder in my car. The same little thing that I put my cell phone on when I'm trying to navigate. I
It's
put
just
my mask on and I just have a mask there. And whenever I go in somewhere, I put the thing on. And it's both a gift and a gift because my breath is always terrible. So I don't have to infect anybody with my terrible breath. And it serves back to me, which is actually some weird incentive to maybe take better care of my dental, situation.
I'm right there
like,
with you. I'm right there with you.
Okay, my teeth are. Why does it smell like that? That's a problem.
It's a gingivitis or it's some other thing.
There are things going on that I need to work through, and I wouldn't know that if I was just walking free, hot breathing through the world.
After the pandemic is over.
Yeah.
After the pandemic is over, I'm still like and I've talked to a lot of like older folks that have been vaccinated that have my one family friend that has like 3 PhDs that's like super intelligent and is like a virologist and like, but anyway, like I literally had a conversation with him recently. Like I agree. I'm going to wear a mask in the future. Like after the pandemic's over, not everywhere. Like, no, I'm not going to wear a mask when I'm outdoors in the forest. I'm not going to wear a mask when I'm at home. No one asks you to wear a mask at home. Like I see a lot of people talking on Twitter, like, this whole mask thing, but like no one told you that you had to wear it at home, homie. Like no one said that, bro.
That's wild.
Anyway, yeah. So hella people are hung up on that for. I think it's lack of education. I don't know what it is. But when I go into a subway, when I go maybe on a plane, like for a couple of hours, I don't know. When I go into a cylinder made out of aluminum, which is, subways, trains, airplanes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm confined with like 400 other humans for like 12 hours at a time. I might wear a mask. I'm sorry, but like, I just kind of might. And it's not at that point, it's a selfish thing. It's not for everybody else. It's for me. I'm trying to prevent myself from getting sick. But right now, it's not for me. It's not for you. It's not for anyone on this call or watching. We're trying to prevent the transmission of, and it's like, if you don't believe in coronavirus, that's fine. Maybe wear a mask because you don't want to get a cold, or you don't want to get the flu, or maybe you don't want to get polio because you never got vaccinated, or chickenpox.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. But but just realize and recognize that no matter what you do, the coronavirus is killing human beings. And every single human being
3 million
who has coronavirus on their cause of death or potential cause of death is somebody that would potentially never have faced death at this point in time without this pandemic. So back up into your own selfish reality evaluate what's going on, who has access to what, and just pay some level of respect to the people, the existing organisms that have vanquished because of this pandemic. They no longer exist. There's no one to argue or fight for them or speak for them. And it's not, oh, the flu does this or anything else does that. These people have COVID-19 on their death certificate.
And
no,
the number one argument I hear is like, well, like screw the vaccine, screw this and that. Like I'm not wearing a mask. Like it's all about immune system, you know, homeopathic remedies. Dude, I'm all for that. I'm all for having a strong immune system, being healthy, and using homeopathic remedies as opposed to a vaccine that you may not be okay with. I'm not saying don't take the vaccine. YouTube, please do not demonetize this video. What I'm saying is my mother has fucking cancer. There are humans in America, believe it or not, that have immunocompromised immune system, like bodies. So they don't have a choice, right?
No.
So my mom got vaccinated. She was, I'll say it on the air. I'll say it on air. She was not comfortable with the idea initially. She talked to a lot of her friends and she has a group. Obviously my dad, my parents are still married. My mom and dad talked about it. She consulted with her doctor over and over again. And her doctor was like, do it. It's all good. She got it. She got both her shots. Pfizer. She's okay. She feels more confident now. She feels a little bit better. She can go out and play her golf with her friends.
It's wonderful.
She can live her life, right? So it's not about you. It's not about your remedies. It's not about you not taking the vaccine. It's not about you not caring about anyone. It's about all of us, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we need to come back to, I think, as Americans. We are all together. We all have to live together. Let's stop fighting. Let's get this over with.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And that's just the reality. This is science and this is fact. This is science and fact. We only have survived to this point in our evolution
because of vaccines.
Because of our ultimate desire to take care of each other.
That's right.
We, at the end of every day, have a desire as a species to protect the species. That's what species do. Species look at how they can protect and grow or at least secure their own kind. That's what everything that we see around us is a result of, is species being able to do that.
Yep. Most species can't develop vaccines, but
they can. And so those species are also not dependent on us as an individual, Homo sapien species to exist. If we were to evaporate tomorrow from planet Earth, there would be species that thrive. There would be species on this Earth that benefit.
All of them.
And overwhelmingly thrive due to the reduction of competition across species. But nonetheless, the ultimate balance of the existence that we all are in together can be greatly benefited and uplifted if we applied our intellectual capabilities towards that balance instead of towards an individualistic competition. It would be a collectivistic competition for interplanetary dominance as opposed to an individualistic obsession with intraplanetary fame and notoriety, which means nothing in the grand scheme of the cosmos and species in general across space-time. fame and celebrity and all this bullshit mean nothing.
It's all bullshit, bro.
It's all trash.
I have this epiphany like every year, especially from like my astrophotography and like, you know, our experiences that we've had separately and hopefully soon collectively. You look at what's going, you look at the temperament today. Like every decade or every like, you know, presidency or whatever, every 5 years, you look at the temperament of the country, of the world, and you're like, wow, like really? And like, then you forget about it and you get consumed, or I get consumed in it. And then you have another epiphany. And like, so I had this epiphany like just a couple of days ago. Again, the same epiphany I've had since I was 13 years old, literally, like not even exactly like since for God, like 30 years almost, right? By the way, I'm turning 40 this year. Whoop! You realize like we're still fighting each other, and we're fighting each other even more, right? But at the end of the day, like we're all on this earth. We're all in this little tiny grain of sand that is Earth in our solar system. And we're part of this galaxy. And I know this is like some hoopla shit for most of y'all, but like seriously, like take a moment and just look at, just from a high level, just try to look at us as a species from a high level. Like we're not going to make it if we continue on this path. We have to work together, whether or not you believe it's a spiritual endeavor or however you want to classify it, but like we have to work together for the same common cause, the same common thing, right? So sorry, I know that was kind of a tangent, but like
no, that's
like
it's spot on. It's spot on.
Yeah, that was the epiphany that I had again. Like, dude, like no matter like red or blue, like it doesn't matter. It
None
doesn't
of it matters.
matter. None of it matters.
None of it matters. If you think of it in those terms, if you're able to I don't want to. If you're able to grasp the conceptual weight of the reality that we are nothing but space dust traveling at an incomprehensible speed through space-time in orbit of a star that is one of 10 trillion stars, which many are unconceivable size larger than our star, in distances inconceivable to our small brains. If you're able to, like, even in the most bare minimal context, able to grasp that, you realize the essentiality that you connect and you are able to collaborate, not just connect, but align and try as much as you can as unify in a collective effort with the living things that are closest to your existence. You have to be in concert with those living organisms in order to survive at this intergalactic level. And if you're thinking of things in an intergalactic level, you really have to understand that those organic entities that are closest to you are your only fucking are your only allies. Sorry. Freaking your only allies in this reality. Those are your allies. You can't make allies with alien bodies. You can't.
But most people are not thinking on those terms, man. But I totally agree with what you're saying. But like most people have a very hard time. So we have to find a way to communicate with, you know, the majority of people or the minority of people, I don't know, to help them feel inclusive, to help them feel included in that conversation, right? So how do we communicate that? I think it's through education, it's through experiences, it's through all sorts of different things. But
yeah, no, that's spot on. It is well, it really starts and ends with education. Just it's not just like a book education through a book, but education through experience, education through.
So there's a CEO out there, or he's no longer a CEO, but I'm gonna name drop him, Jeff Weiner, and he's spending a lot of his philanthropic money on compassion, and he's trying to teach compassion in schools. And I think he's got like maybe not 25%, but like a good start. He's got a good start on teaching literal compassion in schools. And I've been hearing this kind of ramp up over the last like 6 months, like quite a lot. And it's been incredible to see. And it's like a nice thing to hear. It's I think a nice thing to say, but like it really hit me in the last couple of weeks. A lot of things have hit me in the last couple of weeks, Tone. And like it just puts a big smile on my face. Like, yes, this is the way. This is the only way. Like I believe we have to start there. I think this is the answer. If we can teach compassion to children, like I'm not saying I'm giving up on adults. We have to learn as adults also to learn compassion. But like if we can start at the beginning, I think that's gonna pay dividends for generations to come, right? Teaching compassion, I think, is the baseline of everything that we're talking about. Loving one another with that knowledge, respecting one another, you will thirst to learn about the forest. You will thirst to learn about the earth, the resources, the sun, the solar system, science, everything else, right?
Yeah, all the elements that have played a huge role in our species being able to evolve and exist to this point.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, how it all connects to the people that exist right now. Dude, it's oh my goodness, it's hard to put into words, like the criticality of that awareness and why it's so important to the future of our species.
It's where we came from, like community, right? We are a community species. And I think that plays a role into why we're like there's still racism and things like that. Like we have little micro communities and like, oh, we don't like these people because they hated on us and vice versa. And not necessarily because of the like color of your skin or anything like that, but like, oh, you're from over there. And but we are a community type species.
It's so weird, yeah, because
if you look
even in the dichotomy of like little communities, everybody looks the same, but in that little community where everybody looks the same, there's little communities where everybody looks the same. There's little communities where everybody looks the same.
Look at the animal kingdom. Like look at monkeys, chimpanzees, gorillas. I'm not trying to just go off the things that are closest to us, but like even lions and tigers, they all have their different regions. They protect their own areas and territories. So
that's true.
There's a lot of like
sorry.
No, it's all good. I was pausing because I didn't necessarily know if I wanted to go there, but like I believe there are some genetic inputs that we are born with that create the prejudice that we have amongst each other, and of course I think the majority of it is what we're taught as a child or growing up, right? But I have 2 boys and we have done nothing but teach them how to be open-minded and how to love and respect all types of humans. But because they're in a family that is not black, when they see a black person, they ask, oh, that person's black. Like, what's up with that, right? Like, not in a bad way, but they are curious, right?
Just notably different
It's
from their
notably
reality.
different, right? And
Yeah.
then we tell them like, yo, that's just another human. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like my best friend is black, right? And he's got 2 daughters, and we hang out, and they hang out, and their best friends are black girls. So it's awesome, but they still, inherently, for some reason, because it's something that they're not familiar with, they question. They're like, well, why are they black? Or like,
it's just it's exactly it's a human construct. It's a human, a natural human thing to say, hey, this looks different than what I'm used to seeing.
So the point I'm trying to make is, if you're not educated and you had bad parents, then you're gonna not like what you're not familiar with, right?
Which is most human beings
are
not very well educated and do not have a textbook like solid parental experience. That's just not the average human being. It's not reality. It's not.
Okay, where do we want to go from here, bro?
Well, look, we are about an hour and 11 minutes into this.
Yep.
We have talked about a lot of different things. I feel like we have covered a lot of solid ground, and we are close to being able to wrap up. But I do think that there are some messages we need to, close out with. Wearing a mask is one. We need to continue to push for reasonable, understandable, logical approaches to dealing with this pandemic. That's a baseline. This is something that's killing millions of people on this planet. Not just in your little community, your little county, little Bucks County, little Lincoln County, little Starfish County. I don't give a fuck about your county. Sorry. I don't give a good gracious darn toot. I don't give a toot about your county. Everybody needs to pay attention to this following message. Okay? Take care of your own. Take care of your community. That's it. I think anybody can get behind that. Take care of your community. That's all that we're asking for. That's all I'm asking for. Anybody's asking for. Your own community. Your friends, your family, your people. Take care of your community and do what it takes to make sure that your community has the most fulfilling access to those survival mechanisms that they need. Take care of your community. That's it. Take care of your people. I think we can all get behind that. I appreciate 100%. That, there are communities that are anxious and that are bursting at the seams to get back to some level of normalcy that existed pre-COVID. But look, that will come. I'm just saying, please take care of your own. Take care of your immediate communities. And, just make sure that that's your priority. That's all I can say.
That's beautiful, man. I couldn't have said it better. Take care of your peeps, man. That's like family first. Take care of people around you. If you have some spare time, if you have some spare money, just donate some money to a local charity. Look, we're not asking everybody to do, walk across the moon, like whatever, but if you can spare some time, spare some money. The other thing right now is whether or not you believe in climate change. We won't talk about this right now. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I think collectively as a human species, we can all agree that taking care of the earth is the right thing to do. So buy less plastics, use renewable resources, just do your thing. Oh, is a light on that you don't need on? Just turn the light off. That's like everybody hates me in my family. Everyone in my family hates me because I'm the guy, I'm the Nazi that walks around and turns off all the flapping lights off when they're not needed. So
sometimes you gotta flip the flapjacks, man.
Sometimes you gotta flip those flipping flapjacks off. I'm that guy. I'm that guy that walks around the house and like, you don't, you're not in here right now. Let me turn that off. Let me turn this off. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that off. And then I'll walk all the way across the house and be like, hey, did you need the bathroom light on? Are you going back to the bathroom? No? Okay. Next time, could you please turn it off? Okay. Oh, you're not in your bedroom now? You don't need to grab anything from your bedroom. Oh, okay. Let's turn off that bedroom light. Okay. It sounds stupid, but it helps.
No,
if everyone does it,
not stupid at all.
Helps.
The best.
I'm that guy. Hang me. I'm just trying to save the world by one light bulb at a time. Please just wear a mask. You know, I'm not telling you to wear a mask when you're going biking or hiking or backpacking or, out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm asking you to wear a mask when you go to the grocery store, that's really it. Like,
it's just really the grocery store. I mean, honestly,
that's it.
When you interact with the general public, I don't know where all of you other people interact with the general public, aside from the grocery store, where everyone's getting this freak out panic. I don't know where everyone's going, like the club or like that. I don't realize where everyone's going. It's like they're so upset that they can't go. But like, listen, just when you go to the grocery store, mask up, bro.
Just mask up.
That's it. That's it.
All right, Tone. Let's send him home. Let's send him home.
Look, thank you so much, everybody that tuned in live. Everybody that's going to check out this out, in a recorded fashion. To the OGs, to the newbies, this is episode 10. This is something that may not seem like a big deal to most people, but for me and Flex, like, this is something that's a big deal because this is double digits. This is something that we have conversed about just hypothetically, ideologically in the brain. And now here we are. This is 10 episodes. We have 10 actual material, audio, video collections of our thoughts, our consciousness, our perspective on reality. And it's important. It's important that we keep on. So look, the reality is this is episode 10, but we're shooting for 1,000. So stick with us, and I guarantee you will see the progression of dopeness. And much love to everybody out there with us that's seen any one of the first 1 through 9, 1 through 10. We promise you that we just continue to get better, to push each other.
Thank you, Tone. Progression of dopeness.